She never planned to become a symbol of power. She never imagined she would one day stand in rooms where history is shaped, where world-changing decisions are made, where only the most influential leaders sit. All she wanted was to fly. Her story began on a dusty airfield, where the sound of helicopter blades felt like music to her soul. Before she ever led thousands, before she ever commanded missions across oceans, before she ever briefed generals, presidents, or world leaders, she was a young woman staring at the sky, believing deeply that she was meant to rise higher than the world expected, but the path that creates powerful leaders is never smooth. She was told this is not for women. She was told you are too gentle for this field. She was told the cockpit is not your place. Yet, every time someone doubted her, something inside her ignited. Not anger, not revenge, but a quiet, fierce determination. She whispered to herself, if they don't open the door, I will build a runway. And that became her life philosophy. The first test where legends are born in her training days were brutal. Mud, exhaustion, sleepless nights, impossible tasks designed to make people quit, and many quit. But she didn't. When her hands shook, she tightened her grip. When her legs burned, she kept running. When her instructors pushed her beyond her limit, she pushed back with discipline deeper than pain. But there was one moment that defined her. During an advanced helicopter maneuver test, she miscalculated her descent. The helicopter dropped too fast. Alarm screamed in her ears. Her instructor shouted, pull up, pull up. The other students watching thought she would panic, but she didn't. She steadied her breath. She blocked out the noise. Her eyes locked on the horizon, and with calm precision, she regained control and brought the helicopter back into balance. She landed safely, stepped out, and wiped sweat from her forehead. Her instructor looked her in the eyes and said, you didn't pass because you were perfect. You passed because you stayed calm when perfection broke. That was the moment the Army realized wasn't just a pilot. She was a leader in the making. The mission that changed EVRY to change years later. She was assigned to a high-stakes operation overseas, a rescue mission, a team trap. Lives hanging by a thread. As she lifted off into the night, storms raged across the desert sky. Winds slammed against her. Helicopter visibility dropped to almost nothing. Even experienced pilots avoided those conditions. But she flew. Why? Because leadership is not about comfort, it is about responsibility. Halfway through the mission, communication systems began to fail. The weather worsened. Her co-pilot whispered, ma'am, maybe we should turn back. She answered softly but firmly, someone is waiting for us to show up. We keep going. That sentence became the heartbeat of her career. She reached the rescue zone, hovering low as bullets tore through the air. With impossible precision, she guided her helicopter into position and extracted the trapped soldiers, every single one of them. When she returned to base, an entire unit stood lined up outside the hangar. Soldiers - men, hardened by war, stood at attention as she stepped out of her aircraft. Not because she was a pilot, not because she completed a mission, but because she proved something rare: courage with wisdom, strength with humility, leadership with heart. And word of her began to spread. From pilot to POWRHOUS, her excellence caught attention. Her ability to lead under pressure moved her up the ranks, promotion after promotion earned through resilience. Not privilege, but the most powerful transformation occurred not in her uniform, but in her mindset. She learned that leadership wasn't about being the loudest voice. It wasn't about commanding through fear. It wasn't about titles or medals. Leadership, she discovered, was about presence, the ability to walk into a room and shift the atmosphere with integrity, clarity, and purpose. One day, she was called into a briefing room filled with high-ranking officers, stars on their shoulders, decades of service behind them. As she stepped inside, something unbelievable happened. Every single officer stood up, not out of protocol, not out of obligation. They stood because they respected her journey. They stood because she had earned her place through storms, scars, and victories. They stood because she embodied what leadership should look like. And soon after, she was entrusted with one of the most influential leadership roles in the country, overseeing missions, guiding thousands of soldiers, shaping military strategy, sitting at tables where national security decisions were made. From a young girl staring at helicopters to one of America's most powerful leaders, the secret behind her RISE. People always asked her, how did you reach this level? How did you break barriers? How did you become one of the most powerful leaders? She always gave the same answer. I did not rise because I wanted power. I rose because I wanted to serve. And that is the defining mark of true greatness. She didn't chase influence. She chased excellence. She didn't fight for recognition. She fought for purpose. She didn't lead with pride. She led with responsibility. Her journey teaches us, power is not given. Power is built in silence, in discipline, in nights no one sees, in moments where you show up even when you could walk away. The message for YOU: this story isn't just about a helicopter pilot. It's about you. There is a powerful leader inside you. There is a mission waiting for your courage. There is a future waiting for your discipline. There Is a version of you the world has not met yet, a version shaped by storms, strengthened by setbacks, and elevated by purpose. People may doubt you, doors may close, voices may try to limit you, but your journey is not defined by who doubts you. It is defined by who you decide to become. So rise. Fight for your dream. Train harder than your excuses. Show up when fear tells you to step back. And remember, if they don't open the door, build your own runway. And one day, the room will stand up when you walk in.